What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only, Ash Brown, and this is the Ash Said It Show. Over 2,100 episodes since 2014, 500,000 streams all around the world, and none of this is possible without you guys, so thank you so very much for all of your support, all of your love, all the shares, all the cares. It makes a huge difference. Today, I've got a featured person that I have been trying to get a hold of for months because I've seen so much of her work just across social media, and it just immediately spoke to me because it was very reminiscent of my childhood. She's an online educator, she's a children's author, and putting the reggae into reading and the excitement in excelling. We've got the wonderful Naia Lewis with us today. Hi, Naia.
Hi. Hey, how you doing?
I am good. How are you today?
I'm good. That was a lovely introduction. I appreciate it.
Yes, well, like I said, I just so connected with the titles of these books, these kids' stories that I was like, oh my gosh, this is totally my childhood all over again. Like, I think one of the first ones I saw was Duppy No Ooh for Frightened. I was like, oh my God, Duppy No Ooh for Frightened. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So I saw that, and then, what were some of the other ones? Who No Here Must Feel. I heard that a lot growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, bigger than your belly. That was also a lot going on there. So I want to go back to the beginning of this journey for you. How did you put these stories and these antidotes to books for children?
So I think the idea came when I just gave birth to my daughter. My daughter is born in the UK. Her dad is Jamaican. My family is of Jamaican heritage as well. And I wanted to read some stories to her which connected her to her culture. In terms of getting her to understand patois, getting her to understand the Caribbean culture, and just, I remember when I was younger and my dad used to tell me oral stories, and I used to love when he used to put on his Jamaican accent, and I wanted my daughter to still feel connected to the Caribbean, even though we weren't in the Caribbean anymore. And I was looking online for stories. I looked at Anansi, and Anansi was the type of stories that I kind of grew up on. And I was just I wanted to find some patois stories because I wanted to I wanted her to know and be familiar with patois. Even though her dad does speak patois to her, I wanted her to be familiar with it within that story setting. And I couldn't find anything which I was drawn to. And so I said, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make these stories because if I'm feeling like this, surely other people, especially people of, from the diaspora, might want their children to feel connected to their roots. And so I started off with, actually, it was a story that I released recently. Every Mickle Make a Muckle was the first story I wrote. And I read it to my daughter back when before it was a book, and I read it to her. And then I thought, actually, I don't know whether this is the right book to start with in terms of releasing. So I only released Every Mickle, Every Muckle, maybe I think it was a couple of months ago. And I thought something that people could connect with. And so that's when I decided to create a story called Goya Bed and Sleep. Because at that time, my daughter was fresh out of the womb. And sleep was few and far between. And so my spirit just told me to write that story.
Yes. Oh, wow. So when did it transition from, you're writing the story for your daughter, you're writing it so she can be familiar with her background and where she come from. How did it go from that to you actually publishing the book for the world to see and experience?
I think the thing is with me, when I have an idea, I run away with it. And I think, how can this be bigger? How can this be better? How can this be a thing? And so it didn't take long from me writing the story to decide, well, actually, I think this, you know, other people could benefit from the story, other people can enjoy the stories. It was almost, if for me, it felt like it was too good for it to just be between me and my daughter. And so that's when I decided to create stories and share them.
Yes. And what kind of feedback were you getting from after, you got this idea, you tried it out on your daughter, now it's published, and now you've put it out for the world to really consume it. What was that first set of feedback that you got from these books?
I think it was mixed, actually. There were a few people, I think, before I released the books, I spoke to, obviously, my family, my friends, people about the idea and what I wanted to do. And a lot of people that I've spoken to were like, oh, you sure? Patois books? Like, you want to make books about Patois? You sure? And, you know, just why kind of thing. It almost made me doubt myself, because it felt, there isn't an audience for this. Maybe it's just me who really loves the Caribbean culture and loves these sayings and remembers what my mum used to say to me and wanting to pass that down to my daughter. And so actually, it made me think, oh, should I do this? But when I actually released the story, I got a lot of positive feedback of, oh my gosh, I wish I had these when I was a child, from the parents that had stumbled across the book. And I think that's how I felt when I wrote the stories. I wish I had these when I was a child. And so whenever I write a story, I always try and think, well, how can a parent and a child enjoy this story, not just the child alone? So really good positive feedback from people of the diaspora. I have had some feedback where people say, oh, I thought there was going to be more patois in the book as well. I think people were expecting more, but I specifically wrote the books in light patois so that they're accessible to a wider audience. So it's not just Caribbean people that can enjoy, but people from different cultures can understand the Caribbean. You know, they can be shared in schools and at events where people can are able to, if you don't understand patois, you can read between the lines to understand the context of what's being said.
Yeah, I think that you did this in such a beautiful manner, to where you're paying homage to the ancestors before us and to those generations before, because like you said, that's how I felt when I looked through and I found the books. I was like, wow, I wish that this was something that was around when I was a kid that I would have enjoyed. Now, given, and I've talked about myself as well, both of my parents are from the Caribbean. And growing up in, as an American kid, I'm a first generation American child. There was a lot of stuff that it was understood as a family, but then when outside people from the culture were asking questions about this and questions about that, it was very challenging at times to explain. And so I feel like you did a very amazing job in just your explanation in sharing these stories and anecdotes antidotes, and starting off with little babies. The little kids are getting to, get a little taste of the culture. So that absolutely warmed my heart. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to talk to this chick. We got to go into this. Like, oh my gosh, like this is so big, because I think other first generation kids that have kids now will definitely appreciate this and this amazing work that you've done. So kudos on that.
Thank you.
What was the process like for you working with illustrators?
So for me, I actually haven't been working with illustrators. I have been creating and designing my books using Canva.
Oh, wow.
So I haven't even worked with any illustrators at all. Everything is designed by me, formatted by me, from start to finish.
That's amazing. That is, girl, you got this. You got it under wraps. What? Keep it in the family. I'm all for it.
So one of my things is, whenever you are starting entrepreneurship or you're starting a business or you've got an idea, a lot of things, you'll have roadblocks in the way. And so I always say, start where you are.
Yeah.
With whatever knowledge you have, you start with where you are. With whatever you can create, you start with where you are. And then as your business grows, you grow with your business. And then that's when you start to incorporate new ideas and make it bigger and you make it better. And I think fear or fear of the unknown or fear of, I don't know how to, or I don't know where I'm going to start with finding this person or where I'm going to start with this stops a lot of people from their entrepreneur journey. And so I always believe that you should feel the fear, do it anyway, learn as you go. So that's my thing.
I love it. So, Naia, what is next on the horizon for you? What can
so
you talk about?
Next on the horizon, I have been in Jamaica and I have been very, very busy filming a lot of content because I am starting a children's show called Reggae Read, where I'm teaching children how to read. So that is coming out very, very soon. I'm just putting the finer details together. But I want it to be fun, just like how, my books have the rhyme, the rhythm.
Right, yeah.
I want to bring that into the reading element as well, of the reggae reading show, and incorporate getting children to understand, especially children that are not familiar with the Caribbean or don't necessarily, they might have roots in the Caribbean or they don't know anything about the Caribbean, but really bringing that authentic Caribbean flavor into the reggae reading show. So that is coming out very soon, and I'm very, very excited to release that. This is you're the first person actually to find out about this.
I've got exclusive content. I love it. I love that. Oh my goodness. Naia, let everyone know the best way to get your books, to get more information, to keep following you, to know what's next.
So my name on all social media platforms is Naia Love Stories. On Instagram, it's Naia Love Stories. On TikTok, it's Naia Love Stories. My children's YouTube channel is called Naia Love Stories. So you won't find any adult content on there. It's just strictly for children. But on TikTok and Instagram, my I suppose my work diary is on TikTok and Instagram, and it's aimed at parents. And if you want to keep up to date with any books that are coming out, you can follow me on Amazon, Naia Lewis on Amazon as well. And I also share that information on TikTok, social media, and Facebook, Naia Lewis.
All right, Naia. Well, I apologize for mispronouncing your name the entire episode.
You see it?
My apologies on that. Yes, but as here...
So a lot of people say Naia. A lot of people say Naia. I'm not precious.
Yes, no, but we want to get your name right. We want to get your name correct because the world will know it soon and very soon. So we're going to put it out there, Naia. Putting it out there. I would love nothing more than for you to come back on the show.
Absolutely.
When things have solidified for the children's reading program. I definitely want you back to talk about that because that's going to be a big, big thing. Any way that we can support you from afar, from my sister from another mister, you let me know and we can get the word out there about it. And I thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and I thank each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face. You tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.